Alright, this is a little on the fly, but I wanted to make this video because all the examples I've seen on YouTube have been kind of vague. So what I'm doing is I'm installing these CCFL Angel Eye halos on a pre-facelift BMW E39, this one in particular being a 540i. So first let me show you how they look. I just have one side done. It's kind of blurry on camera, but as you can, well, you can kind of see, they look pretty nice. How I've done it, first off, I'm going to go over the wiring aspect. So here's your little, where the hell is it? Oh, it's down here, little ballast deal. And this plugs into the Angel Eyes themselves, and I've tapped in to my parking lights here. I'm not sure about the passenger side, but on the driver's side here, ground is brown and positive is this green with white stripe. So I can basically control when they come on and off with the switch there. Okay, now into the installation aspect of it. I have my other side taking apart here. So as you can see, I have the lens assembly removed from the actual light assembly here. It's pretty simple. So you got two bolts, 1 and 2 on the top, and you got one, well that one's missing because I lost it somewhere in the engine. You have 1, 2 in the back right here. You remove those, and then you'll unplug your ballast for your HIDs here, and your high beams, and whatever the hell, this is the leveling device, and as well as the indicator over here, and it'll pop out. Okay, so moving on. You got some clips on the assembly. You got 3 clips on the bottom. You got 2 on the top, and you got 1 on the side. You'll pop up those clips with a flathead screwdriver. Here they are, and then your lens assembly will be off. Okay, so on the installation of the Angel Eyes. So this is what you got. You got 2 little pins to keep the actual glass lenses on. You pop those out. They're a little stiff, they're a little tough. You got to be very careful when you pop those out. So they fit in front of the light lens, of the bulb lens. They fit right in front on the outer rim there of the housing. And you'll secure them with silicone or any other kind of heat-resistant adhesive. So you'll ease them in position very, very carefully into the socket. You do not want to snap these. And then I used painter's tape just to keep them in place while I use the silicone. Then let it dry for an hour. Put the lens back together, and you got yourself some Angel Eyes. I also want to mention you need to get a Dremel or something and cut a couple of notches in the housing so when you put the lenses back on, the wires aren't pinched. So also regarding the wiring, if you look at your bulb housing assembly here, right behind the high beam / driving light casing there will be a little hole. Normally it won't look like that because I've drilled it out, but it'll look like a little spherical plastic tab, which looks like it could have been drilled out on other models. But what you'll simply do is you'll flip it over, and you'll just very carefully drill the plastic out in the back here. Being very careful that you don't apply too much pressure, or else it'll break through the plastic immediately, and then you might damage the reflector. But this is where I'm going to run my wires through. Some guys say that you can run them through the vent here, but in my case, the kit I got, the wiring isn't long enough to do so. So I'm going to run these wires through this little hole here, out the back, and into my ballast, or the little resistor pack, or whatever you want to call it for the CCFLs. So you're going to want to be careful when you reinstall your glass lenses here. Slide them into the notch here. So I needed 2 hands to place that in properly. clips back, and these should just snap into place. There's one, sort of. Let's put it in place just so you get the idea. Here's your second one. You slide that one into place, and you'll do the same with the other side, and then you're ready to put them back together and back into the car. Alright, so as you can see, I got the headlight assembly back in, and now for the moment of truth. Let's turn on the parking lights and see what we got. Ooh, nice. That's cool. That looks sweet. It looks kind of like a 7K, almost like a blue, like a HID kind of blue, if you get my rift. So now I would recommend you don't drive the car. Let it sit overnight, which is why I'm doing this in the afternoon, because the glue hasn't completely settled yet. So if you go over a bump or something, you can knock one of those rings loose. Maybe. That's just my speculation, my recommendation. So I'm gonna let the car sit overnight, and by the next day, they should be dried enough to the point where you can go over as many bumps you like, and they should stay put. All right. So with all that said, thank you for watching this little tip on how to install your Angel Eye CCFLs into your pre-facelift E39.